Okay, guys, I just wanted to do a bit of a normal video and talk about my vinyl a little bit. I had tried to talk about this once before. It didn't sound like anyone was interested, but it could have just fell through the cracks. So I thought, well, maybe I'll, nothing fancy, just kind of do um, a look at some of the things that I might think some people here would think is interesting. Um, So just like these are my records. So one thing is that I have like tons and tons of these vinyl records, and part of them I'm taking care of for a friend that and they're not able to. So they're kind of both ours together. And some of them are just mine, and some of them I inherited from the family, and so like I'm talking, I have like bins and bins of these things. So so I'll talk a little bit about that later, but let's get to looking at some of the. I just picked some of them that I thought looked interesting. Um, so we got these. This is something like would be like a little sampler that you would get like from record stores, but I picked out more of the colored vinyl that you would see. So some of these, I always, when I was younger, when I was a kid, I always thought that the colored vinyl was the coolest. Even though this record I didn't particularly like, but it actually, when I got older, I thought it was pretty cool because it had a lot of um, a lot of sort of DJ remixes for the time, and that was like from the '80s. And this is just one that I liked when I was younger. This is a Otis Redding, Otis Redding 45. This is another one here that's a colored vinyl. And as you can see here, let me be your teddy bear, it says. And this was an Elvis one. And you can see it has a colored green color to it, which I always thought was cool. Trying to get through these quickly. This is another funny one that I bought myself. I sometimes go into like used record stores and stuff. So this says how to CB. So these are CB phrases needed on the road. So if you wanted to be a trucker, you can put this on. It's kind of funny to listen to. It's just one of those novelty things, right? This is one of the bigger colored vinyl albums that I have. I mean, this is just bigger. It's it's a 33 and a third. This guy knows his records. And I'll just pull it out so you can see it. And then you got a picture of Fat Elvis on there. But these were actually some of his hits when he was in his prime or just after his prime. So I have a couple of those I was going to show you. Try not to. Here's another one. This is the one I actually really liked listening to when I was a kid. I liked Elvis a lot. But anyway, that's another gold vinyl one. I love putting it on the record player and just watching the gold vinyl go, and just also I really liked Elvis music when I was young. I still do, but it was especially something when I was young. So that one. This has songs like Hound Dog, Loving You, Heartbreak Hotel. So his first early hits, I guess you could say. Hey. Another quick funny one here. This was the popular Bob and Doug McKenzie album. It was a bit before my time in a sense. It was released, but I still really liked reading it. It came with this really interesting inside jacket thing. So this is where the vinyl would go. And this is sort of like a mock-up type of a local newspaper, right? So it says the hoser. So those were the hosers. Comes with, if you want to pause on that, you can take a look at the crossword that they gave you. But you know what? I'm going to redo this fucking thing. Take 2. Okay, so yeah, I thought there was a bit of a technical issue there, and there wasn't, so I'm going right back at it. I'm not really editing this at all, so I'm just leaving a bunch of weird stuff in there. So what I was going to show you next, I guess we were talking about this one, so that's just the end of that. And I think I had shown you everything about this one. I wanted to kind of give you maybe a better look at that. Maybe you can. There's another part of this newspaper, this fake newspaper that they had here that might be interesting. You had your horoscope. So you can, I don't know if it'll focus in on that. That might be a total failure. There are ways to access an image of that, obviously through a Google search or something. So go that route, maybe. But that was always, and this was actually very high, very what do you want to say? A very successful album. It had like a Christmas song, I think, and it had like semi-hit album, hit song by Geddy Lee was singing on one of the songs, so they made a lot of money on that, I guess. Alright, so anyways, the next one that I wanted to show, I actually have here. So this is something of interest. I'm not even sure how much this is worth or not, but this is the another Elvis one. Just because I'm showing the Elvis liked to put out a lot of like records that had colored vinyl. I mean, it was kind of a thing, I guess, when vinyl was. It still is now, a lot. Especially now, I suppose, because it's some kind of novelty piece. At one time, it was a little bit more special, I guess, but now it's kind of more often as a novelty thing. And just in general, like, vinyl nowadays is kind of more, I think, thought of as like a novelty thing sometimes. Not, whereas it was the main way of getting your music at other points in time in history. So, but anyways, this one is the Elvis Moody Blue album, and this has these songs on it here. I've never really thought this was like an amazing album or anything, but it's an interesting album just because of the presentation. You can kind of see the picture of Elvis there. This is kind of getting towards the end of his career. Sort of, he was in the full jumpsuit mode at this point, but this one has the blue color. This is the Moody Blue album with the blue color vinyl. Now, the thing that's interesting about this, and I really don't know, I haven't researched it or anything like that, but this one has actually the album, and then it shows the number there. So in this case, this is 27561, but I happen to have, just because I had it from family members, so this is another one, and it has the number 13827. Okay. And then this is the third album, and this is 15945. So for whatever that's worth, they actually put that on there. That's, I don't know how many they ended up selling, so I have 3 of them, so however that much is worth, I have 3 of those. So and all of them have that blue vinyl color. So anyway, that's just a few of the oddities. I guess it's like I said, it's more of a, I haven't shown you like my favorite albums or the most important albums or whatever. I just, things I thought you might think was interesting, or, you know, I kind of more of the focus on the colored vinyl, just because that's the ones that, I don't know, just when I was a kid I always thought was interesting. But it's lots of different kinds, so if people are interested in that kind of stuff, I'd love to talk about it, because I have like a lot of vinyl, so it would be kind of fun to, you know, make videos correspond, or, you know, we could comment on each other's videos a little bit more. But this is obviously, my collection is specialized a little bit more on like the older records. I don't buy new vinyl. Like, this is something that's happening now a little bit. I see like the newer groups, they're all releasing vinyl as well, and to a certain extent that's kind of like a novelty thing for those who want to invest in you know, like a turntable. But my collection is just, you know, it's what it is. It's all older stuff, and actually, you know, I just prefer a lot of that anyway. But I do listen to some newer music, but I don't buy the vinyl for it. Although I have bought a few things, but not a lot for that. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Something really simple, like I'm not going to edit it or do too much else to it. Just thought it would be kind of a different approach, and see if you like it. Please, you know, hit all those buttons, and we'll talk to you soon. Alright, okay, bye.